All right, welcome back everybody to LexTalk. We're diving into something kind of, well, fun today.
Yeah, a bit of a change of pace this time. Some fun stuff.
Exactly. So all you educators out there, parents, anybody really, especially in Thailand who just loves English, today we're looking at how to make it fun, gamification.
You sent over a ton of articles and research on how we can use, like, game elements to really change how people learn English. It's super interesting.
Oh yeah. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today, how to make English lessons way more engaging no matter who you're teaching.
And just to be clear, right off the bat, we're not saying throw out the textbooks and play video games all day.
Right, right.
Though, I mean, those can have a place. But what we're really talking about is weaving those game-like elements into how you're already teaching.
Like, I was looking at one of the articles you sent, and it talked about a teacher who started giving out points just for finishing homework.
Makes sense?
I know, right? Like something that used to be a chore. Now it's a way to earn recognition. Small tweak, but huge impact.
Totally. And that's what's so cool about gamification, especially for, teaching English as a second language. It can make things so much more engaging. And that's something that came up again and again in the research.
Oh, yeah, totally. And it makes sense, right? Like if there's a challenge to overcome, a goal to reach, or even just that anticipation of a reward, learners are way more into it. They're not just sitting there listening passively, they're actively participating.
Absolutely. They're trying to solve problems, answer questions. They're really hands-on.
And that active participation leads to, well, another big benefit, repetition.
Hmm.
And not the boring kind.
Yeah, grills.
Exactly. But think about like a timed vocabulary game. You're going over the same words again and again, but it's fun. It doesn't feel like a drill, so you don't even realize how much you're learning.
It really lowers the pressure, right? Like, so many learners are afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah.
But in a game, mistakes are just part of the process.
They're like opportunities to learn and get better.
Exactly. And the best part is, gamification can also be a fantastic way to, like, encourage students to work together.
Or even have some friendly competition.
Yeah, exactly. Working as a team to, beat a level or see who gets their name on the leaderboard. It just brings this really positive social element to the classroom.
And it's not just, anecdotal evidence. One study you sent actually showed that gamified classrooms saw higher participation and even better vocabulary retention.
It's not just about making things fun. It's about making them learn better.
Exactly. So let's get practical. How can people actually bring these game elements into their English lessons, like starting tomorrow?
Okay, so one of the most basic, like, universally understood game elements is points and rewards.
Right, classic.
Exactly. Give points for correct answers.
Okay.
But you were saying earlier about rewarding effort too,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Like, even if the answer's not perfect, recognize that they're trying. Or if a student helps a classmate, give them points for that.
Yeah, that's a great point. It encourages everyone to get involved and helps them develop, like, a growth mindset.
Oh, and what about badges? One of the articles mentioned those.
Badges are awesome. You can do physical badges, digital badges. They're just a visual way to show off achievements.
Like, imagine finishing a tough unit on verb tenses and getting a grammar guru badge. That's gotta feel good.
Right. Something to be proud of. And then there's levels. You can use them to track progress, like different vocabulary levels or speaking challenge levels.
Ooh, I like that. It gives learners a clear path to follow.
Totally. And if you've got some, competitive students, throw in a leaderboard.
Ooh, yeah. Track those weekly quiz scores or even just participation points.
It's a way to celebrate the people who are really excelling and encourage others to step it up.
And of course, you gotta love a good time challenge. Throws in a bit of urgency, gets everyone focused.
Absolutely. Quick grammar drills, vocab recall,
Yeah.
under pressure, makes it way more engaging.
Yeah. Definitely pumps up the energy in the classroom. And, oh, you mentioned something about a class shop. What's that all about?
So this is where you can make those points really mean something.
Okay.
You set up a shop where students can trade their points for rewards. Doesn't have to be anything big, right? Extra break time, a homework pass, maybe even just some cool stationery.
That's so smart. It gives those points real value. All right, let's move on to the digital world. You sent a bunch of stuff about apps and websites, right?
Oh yeah, tons. There are so many great tools out there for gamifying English learning.
Where should people start?
Kahoots and Quizizz are super popular. They're great for quizzes with instant results and everything.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those in action. They can get pretty intense.
They're really motivating. And for younger learners, or even group activities, Blookit and Gimkit are awesome.
What's different about them?
Well, they're more about earning in-game currency or unlocking special abilities by answering questions, right?
So it's like the learning is the game.
Exactly. And then you have something like Classcraft, which takes a more, holistic approach.
Okay.
Students create avatars and level up not just from their grades, but also from their behavior in class,
So it gamifies the whole classroom experience.
pretty much. And then there are tools like Wordwall and Bamboozle, which are great for more targeted practice.
Like what kind of practice?
Word matching, spinning wheels for vocab, timed challenges, you name it.
It can be a bit overwhelming, though, with so many options. Any advice for teachers on how to choose?
Honestly, the best thing to do is mix it up. You use the same tool over and over, it gets boring, right? Keep things fresh.
Keep the students on their toes. Now, not everything has to be digital, right? What about some good old-fashioned non-tech ideas?
Oh, there are tons. Grammar Jeopardy is a classic.
Got it.
You know, different grammar topics as categories, questions get harder as you go, points for each correct answer.
The vocabulary.
Vocabulary bingo is always a hit.
Right.
You just call out words or definitions and students mark them off on their cards.
Easy and effective. You also mentioned role-playing earlier.
Ah, yes. Role-playing is fantastic for practicing real-life English conversations.
Like ordering food or doing a job interview.
Exactly. Students take on roles, try to achieve a goal. It's fun and practical.
Super practical. What about mission boards? You had that in your notes.
Oh yeah, those are great for tracking progress towards goals.
How do they work?
You set up a board with tasks, and students get rewards as they complete them, stars, levels, badges, you name it.
Oh, so they can actually see themselves making progress.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
really motivating. Oh, and I came across this really cool example from a weekend English class here in Thailand.
Ooh, tell me.
They did an English boss battle. Teams of students had to work together to answer grammar questions to defeat a grammar monster.
That is so creative. I bet the students loved it.
Oh, they were totally into it. Okay, so we've talked about the good stuff,
Yeah.
but are there any, potential downsides to gamification?
Good point. It can't all be sunshine and rainbows, right?
Right. One thing to watch out for is, too much competition.
Yeah, some people thrive on that, but others, not so much.
Exactly. So you need to balance that out with collaboration and make sure everyone feels valued, even if they're not always winning.
Super important. What else?
Well, you got to make sure your scoring system is clear and fair. Students need to know how they earn points and why they're getting certain rewards.
Otherwise, it just feels random and unfair.
Exactly. And you also got to make sure the game doesn't overshadow the learning.
Yeah, it's easy to get carried away with the fun stuff and forget what you're actually supposed to be teaching.
So always tie those game points and rewards back to specific learning objectives.
Right, make sure the students understand that it's not just about winning, it's about learning.
Exactly. So overall, it sounds like gamification can be a really powerful tool for making English learning more engaging and effective right here in Thailand and everywhere else.
For sure. It taps into something that's already inside us, that desire to play, to achieve, to be recognized.
We're all hardwired for that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And the best part is you don't need fancy technology to do it. It just takes a bit of creativity and a willingness to try new things.
Make those boring old vocabulary drills and grammar exercises feel like games.
Make learning fun. Well, this has been a fantastic deep dive. Thanks so much for sharing all this great info with us.
Happy to do it. It's such a cool area, and I hope it inspires our listeners to try some of these ideas out.
Definitely. And that brings us to the end of this deep dive. But don't worry, we'll be back soon with another exciting topic. Digital literacy in ELT.
Ooh, looking forward to that one.
As always, be sure to follow us on all our platforms. Website, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Spotify, and SoundCloud. You can find us at LexTalk Podcast.
And don't forget to send us your thoughts on gamification or any other language learning topics.
We love hearing from you.
Absolutely.
Until next time, let's talk, let's learn, let's Lex Talk.